Marvel Fan 45 here, and today we'll be reviewing The Godfather Parts 1 and 2. They're both directed by Francis Ford Coppola. The Godfather was released in 1972. The Godfather Part 2 was released in 1974. And The Godfather Part 1 stars Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, Robert Duvall, Diane Keaton, and Talia Shire. And The Godfather Part 2 stars Al Pacino, Diane Keaton, Robert Duvall, Talia Shire, and Robert De Niro. So yes, these films have pretty stacked casts. So, The Godfather, the first film follows the rise of Michael Corleone to power, basically, in his mob family. And that's all there is to the first one. There's obviously more to that, but that's the basic plot. And then the second one follows Michael's fall from power. Pretty simple plot. You see guys rise and you see guys fall. I'm glad you guys voted more on this as well. I'm glad I can review it. This film is a complete masterpiece. Both of them, you have to do the Godfather binge. You can't just watch The Godfather. You have to watch both if you're gonna watch them. It's just how you watch them. I mean, if I ever watch The Godfather, it's on the binge, and occasionally if it's on TV. But yeah, The Godfather. So this is my second favorite Francis Ford Coppola, because it just beats out Apocalypse Now. But yeah, these films are both classics. I mean, I'm gonna make them an offer you can't refuse. I mean, that's just a classic line. The scene with the horse head in the first one. I mean, The Godfather Parts 1 and 2 are just absolute classics. If you haven't seen them, I would be surprised. Before we even get into the main review, this is essential viewing for anyone. I would tell literally anyone to watch this. It's just how you do cinema, basically. But yeah, I mean, these films are super famous, they're super long, and they're extremely worth it. Some people call The Godfather boring, and I'm shocked whenever I hear that, because The Godfather is not boring. But I actually read the book before I saw the movies, and I heard the book was boring, but when I read the book, it was extremely entertaining. The book is extremely close to the movies in terms of goodness, actually. I would highly recommend reading the book, too. But yeah, Francis Ford Coppola's second claim to fame. He's an amazing director. I mean, he made Apocalypse Now, Dracula 1992. He also made Rumblefish, which isn't as near the level. Dracula 1992 is my personal favorite Coppola. You've already heard my reviews on it. But yeah, we're here for The Godfather. So, the acting is every single aspect of this film works. But the acting. Al Pacino's Michael Corleone is at his best. I mean, the closest he gets to this performance is probably Scarface, and I prefer The Godfather to Scarface by far, even though I love Brian De Palma. But yeah, Al Pacino gives a powerhouse performance, especially in the final act, when all family business is settled. But yeah, this film is how you do a plot. It just takes all these characters, you see them, at the end, it wraps it all up perfectly. Same thing with the second one. Wraps it all up perfectly. The second one, the scene with Michael and Kay where they're in the apartment, and then Kay tells Michael what actually happened with a specific thing. I legitimately had to pause the movie. I was in shock after hearing it. I mean, these films, sorry, I keep getting it confused, are both extremely emotional. I mean, the first one and the second one. But yeah, Al Pacino, powerhouse performance. He's absolutely amazing. Marlon Brando is amazing as Don Corleone. Rest in peace, Marlon Brando. But yeah, Don Corleone is one of the most iconic characters. I mean, like the line I said before, I'll make him an offer he can't refuse, is such a classic line. And, I mean, he just gives an amazing performance. You really have to watch the movie. And yeah, Robert Duvall as Tom Hagen, great. I mean, he just fits Hagen's character perfectly. And then Diane Keaton as Kay is great. Talia Shire as... Okay, I completely forgot her name. Don Corleone's daughter. Sorry, just blanked out on that. But yeah, she's better in the second one, but she's great in this one. But yeah, in the second one, I prefer it to the first one just by an inch. It's an absolutely amazing film. Part 2, I mean, Robert De Niro as young Don Corleone is so perfect. I mean, it's just perfect casting. And then how his story and Al Pacino's intertwine is amazing. I mean, there's just so much great acting in these films. But yeah, The Godfather Parts 1 and 2 in terms of acting are amazing. Now, the direction by Francis Ford Coppola is amazing. I mean, it has one of the most iconic scores of all time whenever the score's playing, and then you go into Don Corleone's room as he's talking to the chef, and then score's just iconic. I'm not even going to try and sound out the score. You already know the score. But yeah, the direction, I mean, all the shots of Don Corleone, all the shots at the wedding, that final baptism shot is... The baptism scene in The Godfather is just one of the greatest scenes in cinema, period. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, but the baptism scene is literally perfect. Oh, another great quote. Don't insult my intelligence. I just love these films so much. But yeah, the direction is amazing in both of them. In the second one especially, the shots of the snow in the final act. And then that final scene with the boat in the second one. I was crying in the second one, I'm not even gonna lie. When the thing happens in the second one. If you've seen them, you know what I mean. The thing at the ending, when last 10 minutes, I'm not gonna spoil it. I mean, the second one is probably even better in terms of direction. I mean, once again, the shot where Robert De Niro sort of solves his business is well shot as well. I mean, the fireworks, it's all just atmospheric and perfect. And then Acting, direction, score, all amazing. But yeah, this film is a classic for a reason. It doesn't make it into my favorite films. Dracula 1992 does, once again. I just slightly prefer it. I mean, The Godfather would be an honorable mention, but like, you can't just sit down and watch The Godfather. That's my one issue with it. Like, unless it's on TV, you don't just sit down and rewatch The Godfather. You have to have spare time to binge it. But like, the other two big mob movies, Casino and Goodfellas. Oh wait, no, Goodfellas and Scarface. Casino's also up there. Sorry about that, but I don't really like Casino at all. I think Goodfellas is okay, but it gets worse every time I watch it. And then Scarface. Scarface is just a good load of fun. I mean, if you just want a more entertaining gangster movie, go for Scarface. It's just a great, not really a great time. I mean, Scarface is worth a watch, basically. But yeah, The Godfather Parts 1 and 2, two of the most iconic films in film, honestly. Sorry, I've been having some trouble with my throat recently. I've had some trouble doing reviews because of it. But all I have to do is drink lots of water before the review, so that's why you hear that during the review. Sorry, again. But yeah, The Godfather Parts 1 and 2. They're complete masterpieces, essential viewing for everyone. And yeah, that's it. Stay safe, stay quarantined, and have a good day.